everybody, how's it going? Here we are on the back roads of North Carolina at Jellystone in Ashboro, just outside of Ashboro, North Carolina. I'm gonna do a little walking around. See, for the little kids, there's Yogi. Get your picture as soon as you pull in. The place is spread out in the woods among the pines. We're gonna walk through here, tell you a few things that we like, tell you a few things that we don't like, and show you a little bit about the campsites. I think there's 4 different ways to stay here. RV, tent. They have their own, I don't want to call them a yurt, but yurt type tent canvas tents. And then they have the cabins. Coming up here is the store where you check in. Ranger station. They have a small store in there. Hours are 9 to 5 for the store. They don't have a ton inside the store, but just some essentials, some condiments, handful of t-shirts. They do have a little coffee shop in there, and ice cream, drinks. That's about it. Not real much food, or there's not a place here where you can buy hot foods or anything like that. No food trucks. It's not really that type of style. But they do have a propane station right there. Keep that in mind. And also is here the golf cart rentals. Golf cart rentals, I think there's 3 or 4 to choose from. On a regular golf cart, a golf cart with bigger tires, a 4-seater, 6-seater. They do give you a map, of course, when you check in your welcome packet. I think there is about 6 or 7 miles of different trails. But as you can see, the roads through here are all gravel or dirt. All the trails are just red dirt like this here. There's no paved trails. This is more outdoorsy. But we're gonna take a walk through. We're gonna go down around the bend and take a look at some of the activity areas and such. All right, just down the street from the ranger station, we have our first stop here, which is the big jumping pillow. Looks like they may have had 2 of them. This is also one of the activity areas where they do the big foam parties. There's a list that is on the app of the daily activities, the calendar. There is not one on their printouts or anything like that. You download the app. There's a QR code on your welcome packet. You download the app, and that's how you get the activities list for daily stuff going on, whether it's tie dyes, whatever it may be. So just continue down the road here, and to the right we have one of the big activity areas. This is an area where during the day a lot of people are playing. There's gaga ball, all kind of playground stuff. 4 different little zip lines here. A little trail that cuts up to the pool. We're gonna take a walk up through. All right, here we are in the playground area. Different swings, different teeter-totter over there. This area at nighttime is where a lot of the teenagers are hanging out, even some adults. They have all different types of games. Gaga ball is the place to be. They have gaga ball tournaments. There's probably 20 or 30 golf carts here. And this is right along our trail. Here's our major walking trail that goes back to the pool. Over there is the little zip lines. It's maybe, I don't know, 100 feet long. There's 4 of them there. And then here you can see, looks like they've been building a while. A lot of improvements going on. I don't know if these are more of these type of places that are a little bit higher. I've heard someone say they're more handicapped accessible since it's all connected with ramps. But we're gonna walk here and go back to the pool. The pool is 10 to 8 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So we're gonna go there, take a look. There shouldn't be anybody there. By the pool, they do have a little place where you can get some drinks. It's basically like a water cooler and Dippin' Dots. Prices are reasonable. Gatorade and the water was like $3 total. So most of the staff is younger teenage people. Looking at the reviews before we came, a lot of people raved about the staff, whether it's doing activities or, the people that they got to know. So that's great to hear. Over here you see the pavilion. As we're coming up on, this is the meeting place for a lot of the activities, the hay rides, tie-dye. If you're making a shirt or whatever, this is where you'll be doing a lot of the sign-ups and such. Here beside the pool is one of our bathhouses. I'm not sure how many there are along here. There's a handful of them, but let's go and check one out. All right, so pretty typical. Changing station, shower. I think that's mainly for the people who are probably in the regular primitive camping in their tents, which there are some people here now, and it's been hot. But I see some AC in some of these tents as well. Here's the little snack shack where they have the drink coolers. Here's the pool area. As you can see, many of the areas are shaded with these metal grates on top. All the chairs. Do have a little sand pit there for the little ones. So whenever it's time to open the pool, all the water flows over the rocks. This area of the pool back here, it's a zero entry. This area goes about 3 foot. Then to the right back there, there's a barrier that goes across, a visual barrier, and I think it goes to 6 or 7 feet back there. Sort of an oddly shaped pool, but it seems to sort of work. Water slide people stay to the left. Other people go to the right, and everyone else is in the middle. This is right across from the activities pavilion. And we're gonna go over here, and I'm gonna walk down to where this sign is, and you can see one of the activities they have is laser tag. They have an activity during the day on yesterday's schedule that was laser tag, and then they also had one at nighttime. Well, not nighttime, but I think it was 8 to 9 or something like that. And it's summertime, so it's still light. And you can see as you walk down through here, they have a little laser tag headquarters, this little shack here. And it's sort of set up like a paintball course. Different areas to hide behind. Handful of chairs for people to sit on. And this is right alongside the pool. Sort of easy to miss if you don't pay attention. All right, here's our pool and activities area up to the left. We just came out of right there, the laser tag. But here's the main road that comes back down from the ranger station, the office, coffee shop, golf cart rental. When you come down here, you are in this big roundabout. This little Ashboro sign. Big roundabout here. We're gonna go for a walk, look at some of the cabins, look at some of the canvas tents, the RV areas, and also check out some of the primitive tent areas. Do notice here that there's a bunch of dumpsters around, so they don't come pick up your trash, so don't pile it out. You just find the local dumpster, toss your stuff in there, keep them closed to keep the animals out. One thing that's nice is the roads are clearly marked, nice big signs, so you can sort of see what's going on when you're pulling in here for the first time. We'll just jump down here. There's a row of cabins. Some of them are newer. They do have handicapped accessible ones. I see ones that have bigger porches with a ramp going up to it, assuming that's why. This looks like it's number 200. Little front porch. There's some lights on inside, so I'm not going to go down there. You can see another row of them that go down the road there. Here we have another look at the different style of cabins. And you come across here, some of the RV spots, and then you could also see some of the canvas styles. Central air, they have mini splits on them. Some of the roads that go down. And this is right behind here is where the beginning of the pond is. The pond that's sort of in the middle. We're gonna keep walking down through here. Fishing pond does get a little bit busy, but as we get closer to it, you'll see that it's a little bit limited on what you have access to. Here you can see where some of the cabins sort of stop. On the downhill side, we have the dumpster, and then we get to some of our primitive camping spots. I do see that I think all of them have electric and water hookup, which is nice. Clearly marked. This is along the back side, and then all the way down you have another dumpster and bathhouse. Let's go take a look at the pond area. All right, here's our spot. Little fire pit. There's our new baby 2026 Momentum 31G. Backed up to the pond here. You can see on the other side of the pond, there's a couple places along here. It does look like you can have a tent at your campsite. And then we start with cabins again that go around the pond. But this is the fishing lake. I think 90% of the fishing's in that one little hole, because you can see the majority of the pond is sort of covered with growth. There's got to be 30 bobbers out there stuck from people's lines breaking, but so these are all cabins on that side. On this side is the back row facing the backs of the campers facing the lake. Wish the pond was a little more clear. One of the things that we said to get my boys fishing, it's just work when it's 95 degrees and your line's snagging the whole time. Other thing that we didn't like as much, I think, was the store. We like having a good store. We like options to choose from. This is definitely a place where you want to bring the majority of your food. Ashboro is only about 3 miles away. I'm sure grocery stores are very close. Do like how quiet and peaceful it is. There's no traffic, there's no sirens or anything like that. Pool's pretty nice. Lots of activities for the kids. And people seem to really like the staff overall. Ashboro, North Carolina, Jellystone. You'll find a few other videos out there for this location, but nothing really recent. So all right, keep watching, keep subscribing, and until next time.